Welcome back to Real Estate 101. I'm your host, Joe Terceira, and today we're going to talk a little bit about understanding investing, and I'm pleased to be joined once again by Jeff Gregory of Desjardins Financial. Jeff, welcome back to the show.
Great to be back. Thanks, Joe.
So Jeff, tell me, what is a TFSA?
TFSA is called a tax-free savings account. So in about 4 years ago, the federal government, to encourage more savings amongst individuals, introduced a program that allows each person to invest $5,000 into a vehicle that whatever it makes, there'll be no taxation on it. So if your $5,000 became $100,000, it's free and clear. Some people use it for savings, some people use it for overall investing. It is a great new investment product out there in the community, and I'm just hoping more people are taking advantage of what this truly is.
Okay, and where exactly can you get one of those, like a bank or?
You can get them at a bank, through a financial planner, or any other means of somebody within the financial industry. Banks, companies are even doing group TFSAs out there. Not that common, but it is catching on. So anyone that is able to provide financial products or financial means is able to provide it. Yeah.
All right. Okay. What is an RESP?
A registered education savings plan. So to help parents with the cost of tuitions, colleges, and so forth, the government is allowing 20% on top of anything that you put in. So if you put in $1,000, the government is going to put $200 per child into an investment vehicle. You're only allowed to put in $2,500 per year, though, so the government's kind of capping you at. There is a cap, and $50,000 lifetime. So they do kind of cap that, so you can't just hide a lot of money away.
Right.
But the money does come out when the child gets to school in his or her name. So there is no taxation back to the parents. Usually they're low income tax bracket, sometimes it's even free.
Right. Now, is there a minimum time requirement to have that money in there, or?
You have to have some of the money in by age 16. You have to at least have $100 into the program, so it has to be started by that time. But it can go up until age 25 or so forth. If they don't go to school right away, then they can be held out for a little bit. And if they don't go to school at all, then the government grant money has to go back, but the parent can put all that money into their RRSP if they wish and get no taxation. So they get what they put in and the growth with that.
Right. Okay. What exactly is, a lot of these terms I'm not familiar with, what is an RDSP?
RDSPs are relatively new. An RDSP is a registered disability savings plan. So in order to assist families that have individuals with challenges, children and so forth, they've enabled a program where if you put in some money, and it's a little more complicated, and I won't get into, if you do have questions, please feel free to call, but for amounts you put in, the government can put in up to 2 to 3 times the amount, so that if you are not there, the one who's the caregiver, that there is money aside for the individual who's disabled to live a normal life, and it does not affect ODSP, which is very, very key for those with disabilities. Right. You don't want to lose any ODSP, so this program does not affect any of that. It is a great, great new solution for those individuals who are caregivers out there.
Okay. So, I mean, we've all heard, I mean, everybody's heard the term RRSP, and I'm sure, a lot of our viewers that don't understand what exactly it is, they shy away from it. So why don't you explain to our viewers, what exactly is that vehicle? What does it provide?
An RRSP is the proper acronym, a registered retirement savings plan. What the government is trying to do is ensure that the individuals do not depend on them to become their pension solutions. So they encourage people to save for retirement. And that's how come everyone puts money away in February, and the rushes and the lines and the panic, because people are trying to mitigate some of their taxes for that year. The idea of an RSP is you put away some money for your retirement when you're in the highest income tax bracket when you're working.
Right.
And when you go to retire, you're in a lower income tax bracket, so when you're taking the money out, you're not paying as much taxes in the end.
Right.
Yeah. It's a combination retirement savings focus with a tax planning strategy.
So it's kind of like having a savings account that earns you interest over X many years, and when you're ready to retire, you got a nice little cushion.
Exactly.
Okay. So, I mean, for viewers of our show, what kind of investments would you suggest are good investments?
There's quite a few. It depends more on the individual and what they're very comfortable with. Some investments could be GICs. GICs are commonly used primarily a lot of times through the banks and so forth, but they guarantee a set amount of interest for a length of time that you're going to have it in. Then you have mutual funds. So mutual funds are a great investment tool where people can get into a lot of great companies, Royal Bank, TD, Petro-Canada, and so forth, and have a piece of that pie and all the growth that's going on in the economy without having hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right.
So you're able to get exposure to a lot of successful companies. You could put stocks in there in your RSP. You can hold mortgages in your RSP. There's a broad array of many different investment vehicles that an individual can use. And it just depends to what the person is really hoping to do.
Right.
Yeah, what's their goal and what's the end result?
And I guess that's where you come in. I mean,
a lot of times, yeah. That's what I'm supposed to do. Is it's not about where you want to travel to. I ask the question about where the destination is and draw the map backwards for people.
Right. Good stuff. So here's a good question I get all the time. People always ask this, and sometimes I never know the answer because financial planners are the professionals in this business. Is it better to pay down their mortgage or save for retirement?
The easy answer is both, believe it or not.
Okay.
There is no right or wrong, I find. I think it depends a lot of times on the individual's comfort level. They either want no debt or they just want to focus on retirement. A common strategy that I like using is put money in your RSPs, take your refund, and put it down on your mortgage. This way you're getting the best of both worlds.
Wow, that's interesting.
A lot of people haven't really utilized a lot of strategies and a lot of simplified financial solutions so that they can do everything that they're really hoping to and have a comfortable pre-retirement and post-retirement.
Okay. How does an average person know what is a good investment for them?
It comes into just asking a lot of questions. A lot of people want to make a lot of money, but as soon as you lose a little bit, get out as fast as you can. And that's not what investing typically is. So the questions that I ask my clients and prospects and so forth are to help give us, the client and myself, a really good idea of what is the best solution for them and give them a reality of what to expect. If they're a little more conservative, don't expect a 25 and 30% return.
Right.
Here's what you can realistically expect to receive and possibly lose. Investing is still a gamble. So that's the one thing to always ensure is that the gamble you're taking is the one that doesn't keep you up at night. If you have to stay up and you worry about your investments, you're in the wrong investments.
Right. Okay, so for today's final question, I got a good one for you. What exactly, for our viewers that don't know, what does CFP stand for at the end of your name?
I wish I had a smart alecky remark, but I don't. It actually stands for a Certified Financial Planner.
Right.
So what a Certified Financial Planner is individuals within our industry who have taken the time and effort to become more professional within there. Take a whole bunch of courses, pass a very, very lengthy exam, and as a result are able to use the credentials at the end of their name. Similar to any type of professional in a lot of industries where they want to distinguish themselves to be that much more efficient.
Right.
So it's not to say those that don't have CFPs are not good or accredited advisors or so forth. If you are working with somebody, ask them where they stand in maybe getting their CFP. And if they're not making the process, why not?
Why not?
Because you always want to deal with professionals. You want to deal with people who are there in your best interest to make whatever your goals are happen.
Yeah, perfect stuff.
Thank you.
All right, Jeff. Thanks a lot for coming on today's show.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me again.
Looking forward to seeing you again next month.
Sounds great. Look forward to it.
If anybody has any more questions or would like more information on any of the things we talked about today, they can get in contact with Jeff Gregory at Desjardins Financial. I'm your host, Joe Terceira, and we'll see you next time.